and welcome back to the Team Extreme Paranormal Investigators. Tonight we're in Derby to investigate Derby Gaol. These are the steps to enter the jail.
It's a lot warmer down here again.
Nice and warm in here.
Are you hungry, David? No. Are you just checking out what's going on?
Checking out what we got.
Oh, just had him going on.
Hello.
Yeah.
Happy birthday again.
Yeah, thank you.
You
You're right
got
then.
to see party.
In a bit.
Oh, yes, got no sugar in it.
Cheese.
You're not allowed sugar.
Right then. You alright? Richard. Richard.
Hello.
Thank you for the photograph.
My pleasure.
Again.
I'm having a book, but I want it signed, please.
Oh, a Walesy one.
Team Extreme Paranormal Investigation at Derby Gaol.
That's going to be Ruth, isn't it?
Everybody. Should we all start to tuck in because of the...
Happy birthday, dear Peter.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to you.
Hip hip.
Hooray! Hip hip. Hooray! Oh, nice. You did that. Hooray!
Can you say?
That's Bob's one.
Oh, thank you. Thanks a lot.
Hand on yourself for
All
your
right.
birthday, boy.
I can't even do. Hang on. Thank you, folks.
You're so
Fantastic. I love you all.
Love you, babe.
We love you too.
Right, thank you.
No, I think you're a little bit older than me.
I don't think you'll be meant to be captain, Gladys.
You're 59.
Ooh.
I think you'll be alright downstairs.
It's a bit slippery on here, but be careful. A bit dusty. Ooh.
That's alright, I did exactly the same thing, just.
This is highest step, isn't it?
Yeah.
Cool. Dave, he's pulling it out.
Yeah, it does.
People just like some of
And there's two behind you. So you have soft landing.
This would be That's a terrible experience, wasn't it? When it's someone that deserves it,
Gallows.
people just like some
And there's two behind you. So you have soft landing.
this would be especially the messing with kids.
What's the top step? Yeah. Enjoy your room.
Is it head roll? Is it head roll?
Bring one behind you.
I'm glad the floor is solid.
Yeah, don't go jumping up and down on it.
I'll speak so soon.
This has got rid of opportunity, I'm sorry. Is it a proper having one's loose done?
No.
Hang on, give it done.
I'll look at it for you. Too many people.
Oh, nice.
Just a bit.
Got a bit of a headache.
Yeah, he has, yeah.
More than you do, actually.
There's a bit in there.
It's really bright.
Empty room, come all the way around. Tons of room.
Maybe it's frightened by that. Do it there. Go.
Right, so. The death sentence for a murderer, after 1752, that you be taken back from the courtroom to the jail from whence you came, and from there to a place of lawful execution. There you will be hanged by the neck until you are dead, hopefully dead, and then publicly dissected in the Shire Hall here in St Mary's Gate in Derby, or the Shire Hall in Nottingham, or Stafford, or Leicester, or the county town.
When you say publicly, you mean the public allowed?
Oh yes.
Oh, they're spreading the net in.
Oh yes. Yeah, public execution and public dissection. There's, oh yeah, look there. That's a Hogarth print of 1752 of a public dissection taking place. He's got a rope still got around his neck. Look.
God.
Look at that, eh? Anyway, publicly dissected.
The dog's there.
Gray Brothers.
Yeah, no. Right, so, after being dead, hopefully, although you could still be alive after 20 minutes at the end of a... No, we're not talking a broken neck. We're talking slow strangulation at the end of a rope. Right. You were laid on a dissecting table, and the first thing they did to you was wired you up to a battery. I don't mean 4 AA batteries either. I'm talking about a huge vat of water with a zinc tower in it and a copper tower. I don't know. I mean, the Egyptians had batteries, you know, in the bloody pyramids.
Yeah.
Yeah, would you believe? So they wired you up, and guess what happened? A leg moved, just like at school. With your chest would sometimes heave. Everybody ran. Look, I mean, they fled. They're coming back to life. Well, they weren't far from the truth, were they? How do we bring people back to life?
Resuscitation.
Defibrillation.
Yeah.
Electricity. And this picture, funnily enough, actually it says at the top here, oh yeah, Frankenstein exhibit. Right, okay. Guy from Derby, Dr. Erasmus Darwin, grandfather of
Charles Darwin.
Erasmus lived in Derby for 22 years. He was fascinated by electricity. He dissected bodies here in Derby. And when Mary Shelley wrote the novel, Frankenstein, if you've got a copy of the 1818 novel, look at the preface. The inspiration for this novel is Dr. Darwin of Derby, after public dissections of
Would it be like,
murderers.
is it Thomas and Hare or something like that?
Very similar.
Birkenhead.
Burke and Hare.
Broken it.
Very similar, yeah. and Dracula, all the similar sort of thing. But it all started with public dissections when the body started to move. And so they genuinely, well, they weren't far. Anyway, so after they played with you with a battery, right, they skinned the body. They flayed the body, all the skin, was sent to the tan yard here in Derby to be tanned, to use to bind books of your, binding your life and your trial and the trial documents together. Up and down the country now in glass cases are books bound in murderers' skins. And the best ones that I haven't got, don't panic, I ain't got one yet. But this is a London murderer, right? And this is the front and back cover of the book, binding his trial documents. You can see his tattoos.
Yeah.
Jesus on the cross on one, and a coat of arms of some sort with flags. Two of his tattoos on the book. Right, that's great, but right now look carefully.
So that's actually his skin.
What else can you see besides his skin? Thank you.
Yeah.
Look at his body hair.
So that's actually a leather
Yes, a leather bound book
of his skin.
of his skin after he was skinned.
Good job they don't do medical books even, I think.
Well, I'm now told, people have told me, that people now that've got tattoos sometimes want when they're dead, want the tattoo removing and framing.
There's a bloke in America and he's back to the big eagle, didn't he?
I don't know.
Yeah, and he said to his son, when I die,
Yeah,
this, I want to tattoo it.
cut it off and
To take it off, skin it and frame it.
I know, there you are. So it's, what are we doing? The best one I've got, this is a guy from Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk, the Red Barn murderer. That's his pickled scalp, with one ear still attached.
Oh, charming.
I've had that in my sweaty little hands
Say Van Gogh, is he?
when I did Ghosts of Suffolk on a video.
And those
Gruesome.
death masks.
Death masks, 3 guys that were hanged, Derby. Yes, and him on the right here, if you look very carefully, you can still see the rope marks on his throat, where the rope was bited into his throat for an hour when he was left hanging. Yeah, Bonsall, Bland and Hume, that's them when they're alive underneath it. And that's their death, that's them there, yeah.
I've only ever seen female death.
Yeah, 3 blokes there. And so, are you ready for this? The next thing that happened was your bits were cut up, used for furtherance of medical science, yeah? We've got a heart there, we've got a brain, they're not real, in there. Your bones were boiled, and then the meat removed. You see them boiling the bones, look, in the cauldron?
Yeah.
To get the meat off them so they could make a skeleton. And then presented it, that's a real one behind you. A real person. Real skull at the bottom there.
Male or female?
Don't know. Don't know.
Will I tell you?
Male actually.
You can usually tell with the skull. Because a male skull tends to go out more and a female skull tends to taper in apparently.
The female pelvis is
Pelvic,
wider.
yes, yeah.
They also, because it's wider, the female has a carrying handle. You bet you didn't know that. That's your carrying handle.
Really? No,
Yeah.
no. Wow.
No, men haven't got a carrying handle. So
Wow.
when men carry shopping, it's here. But that,
Wow.
that's not.
You learn something every day.
Didn't you just hear that, guys? What did you just say?
I ate the jaws one day with all the nagging.
No, actually, no. Because actually, the bottom one there. I always say with that bottom one there, I hold that up, and it's just the top half, and I say, do you know how you can tell it's female? I said, listen, I think the jaw's missing.
That's the size of the feet.
Yeah.
Nobody talks more.
There you are then. There you are.
Richard, they have shorter feet because they get closer to the feet.
What? Yeah. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. So, bones boiled. Right. The punishment beyond death Number one, you're gone. You're obliterated. Anything that's left is flushed down the sluice. But the punchline of the story, the body wasn't whole.
You can't go to heaven.
And that meant on the day of judgment, if the body's not whole, there's no material resurrection for you.
So we're coming back to his house that he's still alive.
Try. She can't stand for it. Oh, what a
I thought,
disappointment.
what is this?
Come for the bones.
Oh yeah, sorry. So if the body wasn't whole, you know, well, I mean, this is such crap. I'm sorry if anybody's religious. I've got a problem. If anybody's religious, good for you. I really mean that. If you believe in all this poppycock, then good for you. Because anybody that has faith, I think you're blessed. But don't push it on me, and don't kill me because I believe my Santa Claus has got a red coat and yours has got a green one. Because that's about it. Do you know what I mean? I hate to say it, but that's all I'm saying.
I ain't religious.
But religion, all religions, by the way, not just Christianity, but basically. So the situation is, you're not going to get into heaven. I'm not going to hell. Stop here, thank you. Think about it.
Yeah.
And that's, to me, certainly in a place like this, why there are so many tormented souls that daren't move on. Why would you want to stay here?
Yeah.
Well, I don't go anywhere else. I don't know where else to go. And that's my take on the 40% of ghosts. One of the reasons is fear. Divine retribution, hellfire and damnation. And the question I ask you now is, have you ever heard of the ghost of a caveman?
No.
Precisely, yeah.
Not dinosaur.
Yeah.
Nor a dinosaur? Have you ever heard of the
Maybe they
ghost?
didn't exist, cavemen.
The theory of this is, Richard, it could be reincarnation. And they could have reincarnated, and that's why you have to again.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, point.
Yeah.
Right, next question. Have you ever heard of the ghost of a young lad wearing a hoodie, smoking a joint,
No.
hanging out of his jeans, walking through a council house wall?
No.
There are modern ghosts, not many. So, why? For one reason.
He doesn't believe.
Thank you. The caveman didn't, and I will do this one. A few months ago, I said, why have you not heard of the ghost of a caveman? The bloke says, because they were stupid. I said, well, they were so stupid, mate. They believed in a god in the sky that you could see. A big, warm, hot thing that brought life and photosynthesis and taught us how we could tell the time and made the grass grow and the crops grow. Yeah? Oh boy. And made us happy every time it came out. Didn't it? Doesn't it? Well, that was a good God, that was, don't you think? Oh, come on, people. Some people don't like that. So, that's how true. Anyway, he also believed in energy. Earth's energy. He knew about negative energy, positive energy. He knew that stone not only stored energy, but emitted energy. He built stone circles. Why? We still don't know why he built stone circles. And I've now got a question for you. Not how, why did prehistoric stupid man bring that huge altar stone at Stonehenge all the way from the northeast Highlands of Scotland
Maybe it's them.
to Salisbury Plain? How? No, don't want to know how. I want to know why.
It'd be Mondrakes, wouldn't it?
Say again?
Mondrakes.
God only knows. See?
Mondrakes.
Yeah. I don't know, but why bother?
What do is
Maybe it's them.
What's in that stone?
Maybe to them it was some kind of like religious thing.
No, there's got to be something in it.
NJ.
They had. I don't think they got a religion. They believed in life and the earth, and we came from the earth and we go back to the earth, and the sun that brought life. Yeah. So what? And then the other one, the stone of Scone, the stone of destiny, that every Scottish king sat on to be crowned king until Edward I came on the scene and nicked it and brought it all the way to Westminster Abbey, put it under the coronation chair, and every monarch from Edward I onwards has sat on that piece of red sandstone to be crowned king or queen of England or Scotland. And why? What's in it? Do you understand where I'm? That's how stupid they were.
No,
They knew more about energies than we do now. You see, I want to change the name from ghost to energy.
Yeah. That's the universe.
Because
Yeah.
this is something I was telling Rose some time ago, is that when spirits come to you, they can come to you at any time. And, you know,
Yeah.
it's like, well, like when a woman goes to have the first baby, that sometimes women will scare the pants out of the other women by saying, oh, you know, this has happened. And it's a bit like the spirit world. They will show you, will let you feel what their last moment was like.
Yeah. You see, I always say, Grandad's not up there, you know. You're not down there, right? He's here.
No, but
He's somewhere around us. Another dimension, another spiritual
Yeah.
plane, another frequency, another time zone.
spiritual
Time zone.
planes.
I mean, come on, guys. But you see, there's so much more to it than we're getting on TV or anything else, and that's what I'm desperately trying to work out more about what the whole damn thing is. The ghost. You see, just the last bit on this bit. The word ghost. What's it mean?
Spirits I've always thought.
Right. Oxford English Dictionary. The disembodied spirit or soul of a dead person seen by the living. Sorry. The word ghost, G-H-O-S-T, comes from a primitive Indo-European word, probably 3,000 years old, goist. G-H-O-I-D-Z, goist. What does it mean? To be frightened of. Is the word ghost a noun or a verb? I've seen a ghost.
Really?
It's a noun now.
no.
It wasn't, it was a verb. I'm frightened of it. We don't understand them, so we're frightened. Right? From that word goist came the, let's get it right, the Old English word gast, the Middle English word ghost, the German word Geist,
Both are guys.
the Flemish Geist. They all mean the same thing. They all come from Geist, right? When William Caxton came over to this country in 1475, with his printing press, for the first time ever, we got every word put into print. And he took the Middle English word, ghost,
It turned into ghost.
but he spelt it with a silent H, because he's Flemish. And that's how they speak in Holland, Holland or Belgium, you know. And we got our ghost. But just wind back to Old English. Gast. Have you ever been aghast at
Aghast.
something?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen something ghastly? Christ, guys, we're still in the Middle Ages. We're frightened. So, in other words, when someone's seen a ghost, they haven't. They've actually just seen something they're frightened of.
So, have you genuinely never witnessed anything?
Gosh, I've seen a ghost in here at 3:20 on a Friday afternoon.
No,
Broad daylight.
when
How
we
do you
came,
explain that then?
How do I explain it?
Yeah.
I wish I could.
If you can say,
I've
oh, I was a ghost,
ticked-
or it's a ghost.
Oh, exactly. Have you ever seen a ghost? Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I've seen something that I was frightened of.
Why were you
That
frightened?
because I've been frightened of ghosts since I was about 4.
oh,
I am still frightened of ghosts.
But what did
Well, the
that-
bloody hell am I doing this for?
Richard, why are you frightened?
Right.
Yeah, why?
How long we?
What
You
did
got
that
some paranormal investigating. Right.
What did
When I was
that do?
about 4 years old, I played with kids that were older than me, and I used to go to play at David Whitehead's house, and he had an old air raid shelter in the back garden, and they used to go in there with his mates. They were older, and they got a German bayonet from the First World War that had got blood on it still. Yeah, of course it had. And they used to tell me ghost stories, and they used to tell me that when I got home and I was in bed at night in the dark, the green ghost would get me. Well, I was obviously a very impressionable 4-year-old kid. Oh, they also used to lock me in the garage, and I can see myself now banging on. I want to go home, I want mummy. And your mummy and daddy are dead. You're staying here overnight. They're overnight. They were little bastards, actually, to be honest. And it stayed with me. I wasn't frightened of ghosts. I was terrified of ghosts. My mother had to sit with me, lie with me on my brother's bed, holding my hand. And then we used to have a ritual before. She used to leave the landing light on. Tell me the time when you get downstairs. Leave the kitchen door open. This was I had night terrors.
But that was a perception younger
A
children
ghost.
gave you.
At the foot of my bed. Oh, sorry, under the bedclothes. Every summer and winter. You're getting it all tonight, aren't you? Under the bedclothes, holding them down with my head, so whatever was going to come might not be able to pull it off. And then fingers crossed, and then count to 60, and then pretend that you're in a deep sleep. So it wouldn't get me.
And do you still get them now?
Don't get anything now, no. But I still have problems. You'd probably see the very infrequent times I went alone on Most Haunted, because I really did not want to go alone and do a night vigil, because it's still with me. I don't like being in here alone.
I used to be scared of sleeping on top of the bed with your feet out.
In case
anything touched my face.
Yeah. No, I had a what's the word I'm using? Paranoia? No, I had a real fear of this ghost business. Oh, but guess what? When it glided down the corridor, it was on the corridor that you came in tonight. It was 3:20 on a Friday afternoon. I was on the phone to a bloke from Derby City Council.
You know what I'm thinking?
I'm thinking about ghosts, and it was grey. It wasn't male, it wasn't female, it wasn't clothed. It was that shape. It looked like a ghost, and I couldn't see through it. It was a distinctly grey, hazy shape of a person, but I couldn't see the wall through it, and I must have seen it for 5 seconds as it went past. And I said, I knew him. Look, I said, I've just seen a really ghost. He says, don't be silly. I said, mate, I'm not kidding. Hang on 1 minute. Hang on. You've got to. I always tick the normal box. Someone's come in, and they look rather strange. And we're not open, but someone. So I put the phone down and I stuck my head round the counter to look into the corridor where it would have been by that time, and it wasn't. Then there on the back of my neck.
You're saying that, like when we did come down to take part of the stairs, because you better me as you come in, and I was having a cup of tea, and I think it was what's his name, Jason or something like that.
John, perhaps, or
John.
Colin, or.
And I was talking to him, and as I was like this talking to him, I felt like a cold breeze on my face, and.
Yeah.
You know, Dave, Peter and Pickle confirmed this. I turned around and done this, and I saw what I could only describe was a dark, misty shape that went like this, no?
Well, that's what I saw. It was grey. It was so terribly, terribly grey. And I said to him, I came back on the phone and said, Darren, I hope you don't mind. This is what I said. I might stay on the phone a bit longer than we'd anticipated. He said, what do you mean? I said, I'll tell you what I mean, mate. When I put this phone down, I'm on my own. Well, I'm not on my own, because something's just come in. And we chatted. I felt a right idiot for a minute. I put the phone down, and then I panicked, because I'd got to go out of the corridor when I'd just seen a ghost. I'd been frightened of ghosts for, then, what, 60 years? 50 years, something like that. And I've just seen a ghost, first time ever. It's the only one I've ever seen.
So, did you not?
I've ticked every normal box there is to try and disprove it.
Did you not think of just asking the question?
What, to it?
Yeah.
Well, no, you said I was on the phone to somebody else.
No. Did you not think? Did you not say?
Well, I've tried.
Who are you? And
What? No,
what do you want me to do
no,
for you?
no, because it had gone. It's by the time
Catches you by
as I'm going, they got to a pillar where I couldn't see it anymore, and so then I've just seen it. Hang on 1 minute, put the phone, because then I've got to someone's come in, you see, and it's not there, it's gone. So I had nothing. Look, I know I had nothing to try and talk to. Plus the fact I'd left the bloke that I was talking business to on the phone, but.
I'd have still tried to reach him.
No, I didn't even think about that, to be quite honest.
If it was anything like when I saw it,
No,
I was like, you don't, your brain can't comprehend
Well, no.
because I was like, what the heck have I just seen?
So,
you know.
Yeah, I mean, you cannot imagine how many haunted locations. Some of you have probably been in more actually, but I mean, there are 122 most haunted, 21 lives. I've done 37 counties of Great Britain on video with at least 12 different locations on it. I've been in a lot of haunted locations, to say the least. But in all that time, I can only say I've seen a ghost, heard a ghost, and travelled with a ghost.
It's a good job. It's a good job Richard didn't see that flat I was living in.
And that's all I've ever encountered.
Because the flat was above
That's
a
not true.
tattoo shop, but also there was a funeral directors.
Oh,
And then I found out my flat was actually the place where they did the post-mortems.
I love it. Yeah.
And at night times, when I say the flat came alive, it came alive, you know, your cupboard was banging. Because I was like, I went into a shower cold and then I was like, whoop, do you mind?
Yeah,
And
but they didn't bother you,
said,
did they? It didn't frighten you, did it?
First few days
Oh, I bet,
it did,
yeah.
because I was like, I'm sleeping with the light on, I don't want to sleep.
Yeah.
But you actually witnessed it yourself, didn't you, Vic, where the taps was on that harsh when I come in and the taps weren't on before.
Yeah.
But the water was all over the floor.
Full pressure in the bed.
Yeah.
Taps off.
So
you got no pressure afterwards.
I've got to show my wife a good husband.
Incredible.
I don't know where I'm going to get one from. So I need to just quickly now. So I've explained what the word ghost means, which is quite amazing when you. But all I want to do quick is the 40%. They're here for a reason. Number one, they like it here. We've got a guy here called Blythe Simpson. He was the jailer for 37 years. It was his baby, this place. He's never moved on. He's still here. Big time. The rest of what's here, I believe, don't move on, to be quite honest with you. So, they like it here, number one. Number two, they don't know they're dead. Children, youngsters, teenagers, life in front of them, a battle, execution, plane crash, Second World War, the number of airfields in this country that have got ghosts of young airmen that died in an accident, usually, that are still there wandering the airfield, still think the war's on, don't know they're dead. And then the big one, who's got a ghost at home?
I've took interesting photos.
Possibly, no. I mean, most people, they'll now tell you who it is, because the next door neighbours told them, I'll tell you that's
We had
Mrs.
one in our first house that was in a particular plan. Now, I was like you, terrible experience as a child. I hated how I was brought up in.
Right.
And I didn't like going to bed in the dark. And I never felt, and I couldn't, and I don't think I ever got out of it until I met these guys, to be quite honest.
Right.
And I wouldn't engage with that sort of thing before.
That's good, yeah.
But there was always a lady, like you, I know she was female, but I can't tell you what she looked like. And I know that she was very big, but she was with children.
Yeah.
And Ruth had pneumonia as a child, and that was the only time I ever saw her. Heard things and saw things out the corner of my eye, but I never ever frightened of her.
No. Do you know who she was?
No.
No. I mean, well, you see, you get so many ex-residents that stay behind.
The thing is as well,
Just like...
at Ruth's flat, I was talking to, now I'm registered blind, so your face to me, you just
Yeah,
shame.
not missing much.
And I turned round and I said to Ruth, I said, who is that elderly lady with the grey hair tied up in a bun?
Yeah.
And I says, how can, and I says, don't ask me why, but this is the way I know the difference between a living person and a dead person, because I can see the face.
That is exactly how
And it was,
Yeah,
and
she
I,
was.
I described it, and I never knew
Yeah.
anything about it before, did I?
Yeah.
Now, you saying that, I just kept her, she used to me.
Yeah.
I kept saying the letter N.
Granny Garvey.
No. N.
Who it is that haunts the place, because it's the old man that used to live there, the old lady that 300 years ago or something that used to live in the house. She's not moved on.
This lady used to be at my first home, and she's obviously followed me to this home. But I also have, and I've not been out, I don't know why, but I've never been able to pinpoint who it is
No.
that comes and sits on my bed.
Could be a grandparent,
And when
great grandparent.
No, it's
Did you
not.
go?
But even when I've
Yeah.
gone to hospital,
Yeah.
I can feel them
Yeah.
on my bed.
Yeah.
It's not sleep
Paralysis and that
or
nonsense.
anything like that.
Yeah.
No, this
No.
person follows
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
But it was just strange that Anne described the lady that both me and you saw when we were children
Yeah.
at our
Yeah.
first house.
And you
She
never
used
told
to-
me
It would there'll be a connection, let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It could be
Yeah.
someone that used to live there, it could be a relative of some sort that you don't
No.
know of that knows you, something. But then the fourth one, they're frightened to move on. Divine retribution, hellfire, damnation, teaching to the church has caused so many people to stay behind because they're terrified. I mean, as one of you mentioned earlier, not being buried in consecrated ground is a big one. And you see, suicide,
No, they can't be buried.
which was called self-murder, was the worst crime possible against God, to take your own life. And all suicides were buried at the crossroads with a wooden stake hammered through the heart to stop them rising, because they knew if they rose from the grave, they wouldn't be at rest, and if they were buried at the crossroads, they'd be confused and not know which road to take. And this was in them. What I'm trying to get through to you guys is this is what was in their minds then, not now, but then. And most ghosts are from an earlier period. And the big one I haven't told you about, of course, is that all the doors here, they're full of witch marks.
I've noticed those.
They're called apotropaic marks, and apotropaic is Greek for keep out. They weren't frightened. They're called witch marks. They weren't frightened of witches coming in. They were frightened of evil spirits. In other words, the inmates in here were frightened of ghosts when they were in here. And to stop them coming in through the doors into their cells, they scratched. The most famous one is a double V. V. There was no such thing as a W, in the alphabet. There was no such thing as a U in the alphabet. There wasn't a J in the alphabet. And there was an extra S that looked like an F, but it had only got one line, not all the way through it. And so the alphabet was different in those days. And so double V meant Virgin of Virgins, Mary, Mother of Jesus. They're religious marks. And the other one is a circle, and a daisy wheel, which is a circle with 6 petals in it. And it's 6 petals in the circle, and you'll see the circles on some of the doors. And they believed that if an evil spirit managed to get into a circle, there's no corners for it to hide. It's a load of rubbish. But it's not, and it's proof of what I'm saying, because it's on these doors.
No, but that's what
They believed it.
Yeah.
So they've stayed behind because they're terrified to move on. And it got worse when Henry VIII pulled the net from underneath the safety net. What's that?
That's put me on.
Oh, that's all right. Oh, never mind. Yeah, tick the normal. Because basically, as a good Catholic, you're all right, aren't you? Because you got confession. Yeah, nip into the confession box. Forgive me, Father, I've sinned. You go and do it again, can't you? 3 Hail Marys, little bit of money to the collection box, pay for a few pews, bend over for the priest. Sorry, you said that. I will get honestly, but it's true. And you're absolved of all your sins, aren't you? Going to do it again. But all of a sudden, when we all became Protestants, Henry VIII took over. He pulled the safety net. No confession. Once you've done it, mate, you're screwed. You're going straight to hell. And there are more ghosts from Tudor times onwards. No doubt.
Best not sing that song tonight.
I'm going to sing it now.
Go on.
I'm Henry VIII.
Oh, there you are. God, yeah.
Ghost.
Yeah. So that's 40% of ghosts. They are the spirit and soul of a dead person. An intelligence that knows you're there, that can be around you in time of crisis, can come back, can contact you if they wish. The other 60% is a recording.
Because I know
And
what
it's held in the
was
fabric
just
of the
on
building.
about is the first time I was doing an investigation with Vic and Peter, and he was in Harlech, wasn't we?
Oh God.
And we weren't getting nothing, and I was like, And then it just out of boredom, I went, oh, I'm Henry, then I am. And all of a sudden, there was that many swear words coming through on the spirit box. We was like,
Bloody hell.
what?
Yeah. But so I don't think you've got the much of a recording in here. Although the amount of trauma that must have gone on in here.
I'm glad you actually...
Execution, murder. 2 blokes hanged themselves in the condemned cell the night before their execution. John and Robert Jones hanged themselves from the wood above the door of the cell. And the jailer opened the doors to let them out, to take them out, to give them some exercise. And the 2 of them were hanging from the ropes that they were securing their chains, hanging face to face, the 2 brothers by the door. And he cut them down, laid them in the corridor there, and fetched the prison surgeon to bleed them, to revive them, so they could hang them.
So they could hang him again.
But they were dead. And of course they weren't allowed to be buried in consecrated ground, they buried beneath the gallows.
I mean, I am so pleased that, I know this is going to sound stupid, guys, but I'm pleased that you experienced the same thing I did.
Yeah.
Because when I was there and I saw that mist,
Hazy ship.
and I was like,
Yeah.
you know, are these my new tablets?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because I just started to take heart tablets and I was like, these are my new tablets. And I even had to tell you, I didn't know, because I must have guessed by, you know, my face, because I was like, what?
Yeah. So, I mean, I will ever so quick, I've got 5-10 minutes left. I'll just explain this stone tape thing, right? Basically, right, it's not the stone, it's not the rock, it's not the soil, it's not water, it's what's in it, and that's called silica.
This is what I was saying to you.
And silica makes up the whole of the Earth's crust, rock. Sandstone, limestone, granite, clay, quartz, crystal, carboniferous rock, clay, bricks, quartz, crystals, glass, sand, cement, porcelain. It's all silica, SiO2, silicon dioxide, and it's made up of oxygen, which is negative, and silicon, which is positive. And when the 2 come together, it creates silicon dioxide, SiO2. Right, quickly now, what's your microchips made of on your computer? What sort of chips are they?
Silicon.
Yeah. What do they hold?
Silicon. Sand, I think.
Sorry, what microchips? What's on them? Memory. Data. Information. Recording. Hang on. I'm more than halfway there. Right, now, the redder the sandstone in the clay, in the castle, in the stately home, in the cottage, red sandstone, right, the redder the sandstone, the redder the clay in the ground, the redder the bricks, the more iron oxide there is in it, which is rust, which is magnetic. It's the same properties as a cassette tape, a reel-to-reel tape, a mini DV tape in your camera, because it's made of silica tape. And who'd have thought 100 years ago I could get a piece of sticky tape, acetate, which is silica tape, sticky, sprinkle iron oxide particles onto it, rust, and I could record on it. It's a cassette. It holds a recording. But to make the recording, I can't hold a piece of tape. It won't record my voice. It has to go into a machine called a cassette recorder, a DVD camera, a reel-to-reel tape recorder, and it has something in it that causes the recording on the tape. Energy. It's got a battery in it. Or it's got plugged into a 13-amp socket. And that's what makes the recording. And you can accept that. Today's magic, tomorrow's science. Right? You can accept that. You don't have a problem with any of that, do you?
No.
No. It's okay. But how do I make the recording in that brick wall then? Where does the energy come from?
Fear.
You.
Fear.
Us.
All of it. Fear. Because the energy comes from you. Because each one of you here and out there emits 2 kilowatts of electricity in a 24-hour period. Not at this moment, but in 24-hour cycle, you have emitted 2 kilowatts of electricity from your body. But you have within you a power reservoir. that you can use in time of crisis. I'm sure you've heard stories of a mother lifting a car off a child. I had a policeman in here that lifted a Ford Cortina off a biker on his own. I had a Royal Marine Sergeant who pulled a Land Rover out of a stream upside down with a young driver in it in Afghanistan that had been blown up. He said, I can't remember doing it. He got an award for saving the lad's life, and he's still alive. The policeman said to me, Richard, it was feather light. My mate ribbed me all the time, said, come on, see you do it in the car park. Because I can't. But I did. Because you summon that 2 kilowatts of electricity, and it's known as a death flash. Because as you are dying, your body emits 1,000 times more protons as you are dying than you are doing as in this living state now. And those 1,000 protons can generate 100 volts, which can light a 5-watt light bulb. And that's what's known as, a guy called Professor Slowinski in Poland is known as a death flash. And that's the energy, the crisis of your body keeping you alive. And the most fantastic thing for me, a few weeks ago, Professor Brian Cox, who always said, no such thing as ghosts, right? And I thought, yeah, I wonder. He only came, I've got it on tape actually, not tape, on my phone. He actually came out the other week and said, as the brain is dying, as the body is dying, there is a huge surge of electricity that comes from the brain 10 seconds before death takes place. He's almost saying, an academic saying what I've been saying as well. And yeah, come on, I need to talk to him. So that death flash, that energy surge, is the energy that causes the recording of you to be held in the fabric of the building. Question: why aren't all ghosts stark naked? How can you see the ghost of my coat? The Roman soldiers walking through the wall in York. You heard the clatter of their armour, the helmets, the swords,
the die in the clothes.
Say again?
The die wearing clothes.
But how can you see the energy? How can you see the ghost of my coat? You can't, because basically it's a recording, and that's how I was dressed when the recording was made. I did a battlefield in Nottinghamshire, East Stoke. And I won't go into all the details, but basically one of the stories was, would you believe, that naked soldiers were seen on the battlefield, which I made a bit of a joke about. It was on Ghosts of Nottinghamshire. That was fine. And then I found out later 2 things: that the whole of the battlefield is red marl, red clay, which has got silica and iron oxide in it. Oh, and guess what? The soldiers were Irish mercenaries, and in 1487 Irish mercenaries fought naked. So guess what?
It's recording.
Do you see what I'm saying? Talk about proof.
Recorded them.
It's a recording of them dying on the battlefield. And it was because the energy. Can you imagine the emotion, the trauma, the energy, the elation of 20, 30,000 soldiers on the battlefield? The energy that must be, and that's why so many battlefields are haunted. But this battlefield is red clay, and it held a recording in the soil, in the clay that was seen. And I know. So I'm just going to finish now with this, right? Last bit. And this came up when? Let me think. Right. To add to this, big time. All of the Earth's data is deteriorating. It's on microfiche, it's on tape still, some of it, it's on discs, it's on various things, and they're forever having to update it. And Microsoft and Hitachi have come together and created Project Silica. And they now have found out a way of recording all of the Earth's data on silica glass. Now, that doesn't even need iron oxide. That's just silica. That's just a piece of glass. Piece of that there, glass. Christ almighty. It's obviously special. But it's silica. That you see, glass is pure silica. Sand is because sand is silica.
Yeah.
Glass is made from sand.
Yeah.
You know. What about the energy that comes from quartz and crystals? Healing energies and stuff from.
Yeah.
You know, so there's energy coming out of it. You see? So fantastic. So in other words, what I'm saying is right. You can record onto silica glass, and then the other week, not being able to sleep, lying in bed thinking about all this stuff because the mind never stopped, and all of a sudden I thought, how were the first photographs created? What were they made of? Glass
slides.
My great grandmother is on a piece of glass.
A piece of glass.
Yeah.
And guess what? And then I'm thinking, I think, well, hang on a minute. How did they make the recording on the glass? They had a guy with a bloody great tripod and a ruddy great camera and a hood over his top. And what he got up here, what did he do?
Flash.
A flash.
Yeah.
Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
I'm not being funny though. Even before that, we had cave drawings and hieroglyphics, didn't they?
Well, they were recordings of what went on there, aren't they?
Exactly.
Yeah, they pretty well were.
They weren't even a digital reference.
No, I know that.
But they were still,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah.
that's
And actually, they're stored on silica because they're stored on
Yes,
the rocks in the caves, aren't they?
Yeah, they are.
But I honestly, and I do think 60% approximate. Sorry, I think more ghosts, as we call them, because we're still frightened of. You see, it's the image of a dead person,
I'm not
so we're frightened of it.
No.
Yeah? No, a lot of people. I am. A lot of people. Of course they are. So, how many of these bloody paranormal groups dare you come on one of our ghost events with us? Haunted happenings, fright nights, and see where I'm coming from?
What did
It's
you
not-
tag me in the other day, Anne? How's she gone?
She sat down here. Yeah, it's all about fear factor, because that's what Joe Public. Because people are frightened.
£10,000 a night to spend somewhere, and I went, well, we.
What I mean, you do, wouldn't you?
Yeah, so I said we'll be millionaires. But
You would, wouldn't you?
A couple of weeks.
Yeah. But you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
It's all that nonsense, I'm afraid, and we've got to get away from it. There's I'm into the reality of what ghosts are, not this Scooby-Doo nonsense. And whether I'm doing it because I'm frightened of them myself, I don't know. Because you see, guess what? Whatever it was that glided down that corridor, it didn't get me.
No.
It didn't bother me, did
It just
it?
went past. Didn't even know I was there, I don't
I
think.
was going to say that. I got the
It didn't
impression
get
that
me.
you know us.
No, didn't do anything to me.
Just
So why should I be frightened of it?
Well,
was a bit
the
sure.
conversation that you and I were having before, where there are certain people who have made a lot of money out of having people frightened.
I know that.
Right? And yet now, what we've actually got now is groups of people who are trying to reverse
Breaking
that.
away, like I am.
And they're
Yeah.
saying,
You are. Yeah.
this is the real investigation.
That's right. Come on, this
If
is.
something happens, it's because it's happened,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
because we're making
No,
it happen. And also, when we have things happening,
Yeah.
we don't necessarily know how to explain it.
No.
But if you go with the other people, they'll try and explain.
I've been saying for a long. The reality behind ghosts is more fascinating than the Scooby-Doo nonsense. There's no doubt about it. And here, we've got. Gina will tell you all about what's been going on in here. Because there's so much. It's very active. This room, condemned cell, the other cell, the little cell at the end on the left. You need to go in. This one is to a lone vigil in there, and it's horrible in there. People do not like that. Toilets are haunted.
We'll go in there.
There's something in here that, and it's nothing to do with that skeleton. Nothing to do with the skeleton at all.
You are.
But there's something in here. I think. Oh, the one I forgot to tell you, ever so quick. You may have seen it on YouTube. If you haven't, look on YouTube tonight. Three Halloweens ago, we were sat in that end room where we were all talking to you, and me and Peter were doing ghost stories for Halloween, and I got a glass of whiskey, and I just finished one of my story accounts, and Peter started talking, and as he started talking, my whiskey glass started moving on its own across the table, and he got to the end of the table and it threw itself off and smashed on the floor. Gina got it on film. We've also got it on CCTV. It's impossible. Nobody saw it happening. which it was moving so slowly, but nobody noticed. Everyone was intent on listening to Peter. And it just threw itself off the table. And then again, I did everything to try and disprove it. Was the table wet? A pint of beer will glide across the bar if the bar's wet. It can happen. There might have been a lorry going by at 11:20 at night, and it might have been the vibration. So I started got another guy, banged the table, it wouldn't move. There was a couple sat next to me. I said, will you just nudge it? See, she nudged it like that, it didn't move. But it just glided. Put it on. All you need to put on his YouTube, is put Derby Jail whiskey glass and have a look at it. It's incredible.
No, I believe you.
Incredible.
That's why we've got David and my dad, the sceptics of the group.
Well, you need to be. I'm a skeptic. I'm a skeptic. I believe. Right. As someone asked. I believe. Right. As someone asked me. I believe. Right. As someone asked me. I believe. Right. As someone asked me. You said earlier about life after death. I don't believe in life after death. I believe in some form of existence after material death. Yeah, because I believe that the energy that is you cannot be destroyed. And it goes on in some form, some altered state. Yeah. First law of thermodynamics, you can neither create or destroy energy. So that energy that is you has to go on. There's two parts to it. There's this, the flesh, the vessel that holds the energy. That's even after death it's energy, because it becomes fertiliser for daffodils, isn't it? It's still energy, but there's an inward you, the mind, which I now think the mind is separate to the brain. And I think it operates separately, and I think the mind controls the brain. I think the brain is the memory source, the computer.
Your body is just a vessel for your mind. But
there's an electromagnetic energy that's inside you, that's your mind. And that electromagnetism cannot be destroyed. It has to go on in some altered state. And that means we go on in some altered states. And the last bit, and I'm going home then to leave you to it, the only bit of proof I've got that ghosts exist. Approximately 15% of children under the age of 5 have imaginary friends. Anybody still got one?
I had one as a kid. What I told was
imagination. I know that. Vivid imagination. No, you haven't. You've seen ghosts, right? Or a ghost, or whatever.
No, I quite believe.
Whatever. Right. Okay. So we've dealt with it because Mummy and Dad, it's vivid imagination.
I still have imaginary friends.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Little girl comes downstairs in the morning. Mummy, why does that old lady sit on my bed at night? Was she ever so nice, Mummy? Really, she sometimes talks to me. She has sung a song to me. Really? Yeah, it's vivid imagination, you know. She'll grow out of it, don't worry. She'll get out of it, you know, end of story. Dealt with. Finished, yeah? Until Christmas. Christmas comes round, everybody's come round, everyone's having a good time. Suddenly someone decides to get the photograph album out. Or the photographs, or gets your phone out and starts looking. It's not the same, is it? It don't work the same on the phone, does it?
No.
And everyone's like, oh, there's a picture of Uncle Fred, do you remember that? Yeah, and then the little girl goes, Mummy, what's the matter, darling? That's the lady that comes in my bedroom. And Mum's going, I don't believe it. So what's the matter? Well, she just pointed to her grandma. What's wrong with that? Well, the little girl's 3. Grandma's been dead for 9 years. She's never seen her. Sorry, we didn't think she'd ever seen her. And she's picked out the... This happens to me, from you, I don't mean me personally, accounts from you guys, 50 times a year when I'm doing what I've just said to you. Somebody's like, oh, my little boy, yeah, we got the photographs out. It happens so often that to me it's proof beyond anything that children, especially children, are seeing ghosts.
I know,
and they're seeing their grandparents
and
more
I'm talking
than any
about
other.
what, 25 years ago? No, not 25, sorry, because Pete wasn't even born then, sorry Pete. About 32 years ago.
Yeah.
And me and Vic was like dating at the time, and I said to you, didn't I? I says, we need to go and see Derek Stewart, and I was going, went to the house, he wasn't in, and I was thinking, but I had this really hard nagging doubt, and I was like, oh, okay, just brush it off. And that night as I was going to bed, he actually appeared to me. And I was like, okay. And then Vic come in the next day, didn't you? And he said, I've got some bad news. And what did I do, Vic?
I said Derek's dead.
Yeah.
And he went, how do you know? And I'm thinking, because I saw him last night.
Yeah.
I mean,
Children are very, very perceptive. It's only when they get older.
You've forgotten all of it. You worry about your troubles when you get home again, won't you?
I know, like
the number of people that we saw a ghost. We had a finca in Spain. We had a cottage in Cornwall. We had a cottage in Scotland. We saw a ghost. Happens all the time because your mind's open, and children's minds are very open until they get to school, and that's why most children have. But they're not. That's a stupid way of dealing with it again. You see, just brush it under the carpet. No such thing as ghosts. Oh, yes,
do you remember like Tamworth Castle?
Oh yes.
My daughter went, and I come home, and this woman had to carry her through the haunted bedroom, and I said, Mum, I didn't like that man who jumped out at me, and he had a wig on, and he was like this. And because that night, I mean, she was really frightened, wasn't her? She wouldn't get to sleep unless I was rocking her, and she was like 6 years old, and I went, right, next time I'm ringing Tamworth Castle, and I picked up the phone, and I gave them a barrel full of ticking off, and they went, there was nobody dressed up.
Yeah, we didn't have a reenactor in there that night.
And I was like, what?
Yeah. Awesome. Right, I'm going home.
Can we have a photo?
Yeah.